What's good, you guys? It's your boy, the Urban Archer, coming at you guys with another video. So today, guys, I got something a little bit different, but before I get into it, guys, let me give you a chance to like and subscribe. Go ahead. Yeah, that button. So since we got that out the way, guys, today, guys, I got something a little bit different for you guys. So today, I am going to try to dampen this monster of a bow. This is my Prime Synergy hybrid bow right here, guys. If you watch some of my other videos, you will know that this bow has 80-pound limbs on it, guys. When I purchased this bow originally, it had 60-pound limbs on it, but I special ordered 80-pound limbs, which actually turned out to be 87.5 pounds at the peak. After everything was all said and done, which is no problem. The only issue that I'm having, guys, is this thing is loud and it has a ring to it when I fire that it didn't previously have with the 60-pound limbs, which can be expected. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to put string dampeners on. These are limb saver, broadband limb saver dampeners right here, and they go directly on the limbs of your bow. And basically the purpose is to dampen vibration and sound off your bow at the shot. These broadband limb savers claim to dampen up to 70% of vibration and sound at the shot right upon application. So I don't know how true that is, guys. I've never used limb dampeners in my life. I don't know anybody who uses them, so this will be my first time using them, but this is what it was recommended to me by a couple individuals to try to quiet down this bow being at the poundage is so high. So I'm going to go ahead and apply these limb dampeners, but before I do that, guys, I'm going to shoot this bow and do some decibel readings on this bow without limb dampeners on it so we can get a control on how loud this bow really is, because I really want to see, does these limb dampeners really work or not? Do they really work, and how much do they work? Do they really dampen the sound that much? So we're going to shoot it without these on, and then we're going to shoot it with these on, and we're going to see how it reads, guys, and we'll find out once and for all, do limb dampeners actually work or not? So stay tuned, it's going to be cool. Alright, guys, so I'm out here in my hallway and I have a black hole target down here that I'm going to be shooting at, and basically I'm going to shoot a couple arrows with my bow. This is the Prime Synergy hybrid, guys. If you looked at some of the other videos, you'll know that I put 80-pound limbs on this bow, guys. Now this bow is actually shooting 87.5 pounds, and so because the limbs are so much more heavier as far as poundage is concerned, it's creating a ring when I shoot it, and I need to dampen that ring. And so I decided I was going to try the limb dampeners, and I really wanted to see if the limb dampeners were going to have an effect or not. So I'm going to shoot a couple arrows real quick without limb dampeners on so we can get a control and figure out exactly how many decibels this thing shoots at without limb dampeners, and then we're going to go ahead and try it after I apply the limb dampeners. And I'm going to show you how I apply the limb dampeners, and we're going to come back and try and see if they actually made a positive effect. So let me check this out real quick. All right, and we're good to go. Start it. First arrow, guys. Okay, guys, so that's peaking at 87.8 decibels. That's the max from all four of those shots. It reads all four shots and gives me the max out of all four shots. So it's peaking at 87.8 decibels. So we're going to go ahead and apply the limb dampeners onto the bow, and then we'll go ahead and shoot it again and test it out again and see what it reads. Okay, guys, so what you're looking at right now is the inside view of the bottom limb of my prime bow. And I'm basically prepping this to go ahead and adhere the limb dampeners to the bow. So basically I'm going to tell you guys off the top what you guys are going to need. You're going to need a bottle of isopropyl alcohol, pure isopropyl alcohol. You're also going to need a small tape measure, as well as a ballpoint pen or a marker or a pencil or something that you can mark with. Okay, I'm going to show you guys how all that stuff comes into play as this video goes on. All right, so basically you open up the package of the limb saver broadband limb savers, and this is basically what the limb dampener looks like. And it's basically made out of rubber. It's 2-ply, so it's a piece of rubber sandwiched in between another piece of rubber. And basically what it does is when you fire your bow, this piece of rubber, the softer rubber and the firmer rubber, absorbs the vibration and the sound of the bow, which basically dampens the sound that you have here. And how this limb saver mounts is it adheres to the inside limb of your bow, top and bottom, like so. But in order for you to adhere this, you have to prep the area. So what I have already done is I have already wiped down the inside limb of this bow with isopropyl alcohol. You're supposed to wipe it down and allow it to dry for 5 minutes. This is 3M adhesive on the back of these limb savers, and if anybody knows about 3M, it's what they use for automobiles and different things like this. So this is a very strong adhesive. I recommend making sure that you know exactly where you want to apply this, because you get one stick and one stick only, guys, and I'm not playing. This stuff sticks and it's done. Once you stick it on, it's on there. So that's where the tape measure and the marker come into play. So what I like to do is I like to measure out how far on each limb I place my limb saver, just to make sure that my bow is as balanced as possible. You know, guys, I'm all about the little bit of inches. When it comes to archery, you need every little piece of help that you can get. Now they tell you when you mount the limb savers not to mount the limb saver on any type of a radical curve. So in other words, if you mounted that limb saver on this curve right here, this curved part, it probably wouldn't adhere that well and it would pop off over time. So you want to mount it on a flat area. I'm not going to touch this area with my finger because I clean it with the alcohol, but you want to mount it on a flat area. So basically all I'm going to do to make sure that this limb saver on the bottom is going to get mounted in the exact same spot on the limb as the one on the top is I'm going to measure exactly 2 inches from that line. As you can see, there's the 2-inch part right there. There's the line I'm measuring off of. There's the 2-inch mark. I'm just going to put a little dot right here on the limb, basically where the 2-inch mark is. Little black dot. And all that's letting me know is where exactly I need to place the edge of this limb dampener in order to make sure that it's nice and even. So I'm going to want to place it in the center of the limb, and I'm also going to want to place it, the edge of it, at that actual dot. And I'm going to do the same thing on the top. So all you do is you flip the thing over, okay? You're going to peel off the covering off the adhesive, okay? You're going to find what you consider to be your center of your limb, and I like to turn the words facing one direction. I'm just anal like that. And then you're going to place it right directly on the edge of where that dot is. Once you place that, you're going to push down on it firmly, like so. And then you're going to take, they recommend that you take a coin or something and basically stick it in there and work the adhesive all the way around, pressing it as hard as you can to make sure that it sets up as best as you possibly can get it to set up. And that's basically the whole gist of it. You want that thing to stick on there real good. They say allow it 5 minutes to set up and adhere, and you should be ready to shoot. And that limb saver right there should basically suck up about 70% of the vibration, so we'll find out. Alright guys, so I'm out here. I have applied the limb dampeners. As you can see, they're on the top and the bottom here. And basically we're going to shoot a couple shots like we did previously. We're going to check the decibels out, and we're going to see what this thing reads. If it reads the same or if it reads lower or higher, we'll figure out whether or not these limb dampeners actually work or not. So let's go ahead and put a couple arrows through this bow and find out what we can find out. So. Arrow number 1. Okay, guys, so that's 4 arrows. Let's see what we're reading here. And it's looking like we're maxing out at 87.8 again, guys. So we're maxing out. So, in conclusion, do they actually work? Do the limb savers actually work? Yes or no? The answer is really not that simple, guys. Let me explain why. I have mixed emotions about it. Now, when you're talking about sound of your bow, you have to think, are you talking about vibration or are you talking about the pop that the string makes itself when you shoot your bow? If you're talking about the pop that the string makes, do the limb dampeners help with that pop? No, not at all. The decibels were exactly the same when I didn't have the limb dampeners on as they were when I did have them on. So there was literally no effect on string pop whatsoever. But was there effect on vibration and ring of the actual metal of the bow and the limbs of the bow? Absolutely. I would 100% believe their 70% claim when it comes to the limb savers as far as vibration and ringing is concerned. The vibration that I felt in the hand, the ringing that I heard with my ear were dramatically decreased once I put these limb savers on this bow. So, would I recommend these things for anybody out there that's looking for a way to quiet up their bow and dampen their bow a little bit? The big question, I actually would. I would recommend them for anybody who's dealing with a vibration or a ringing issue. If you are dealing with a string pop issue, if you just listening to that snap of the string and you feel like that snap of the string is just a little loud, I would recommend going with string dampeners and not limb dampeners. That's going to dramatically decrease the sound of the string pop itself, and that's going to help you out with that. But if you're looking for something to help dampen the vibration issues, if you have a bow and the balance of the bow is a little janky and it kind of rings and it kind of has a little bit of a hard vibration in the hand when you shoot, limb dampeners will definitely help. So I do recommend them to anybody who is looking to dampen their bow in that regard. So this is an Urban Archer, guys, coming at you guys with some more content, guys. If you like the content that I'm giving you guys, please like and subscribe. Don't forget to share me, guys. It helps me grow 1,000% to let other people see what I'm doing and to put me in front of a wider audience of people who might appreciate what I'm bringing and the content that I'm bringing. Again, like I always tell you guys, as always, keep on driving, keep on plugging, keep on pushing for everything that you're trying to accomplish, guys. Keep on just getting up and setting out for your goals and doing everything you can to be successful, guys. Not because I say so, it's because it's the right thing to do. Urban Archer, signing out.